Hello, today we're having a look at the coffee research paper lab. So this is, I think this is the biggest assignment in the course, just in terms of its length and how much stuff's going on. It's kind of a review, more than anything else. So I'm going to go through a solution to it. So I don't know what view you're on, but that's probably the view you want. So the first thing I should talk about, and it's probably the most important thing in the whole video, is the instructions for this. So the instructions are in these comments over here. Generally, I give you like a PDF or some printable document of instructions. On this one, they're just embedded into the document, which is a pretty, I don't know, it's just a different way to format it. I like it. But it's also kind of short because I don't have a ton of room over here. Now, the first thing I should probably show you is where those come from. Those are under the review tab. I think it's probably possible that you have no markup on, maybe, in which case you're sitting here looking at a screen wondering what the heck am I supposed to do with this. But if you put on all markup, then you'll see. So these are the comments. I would highly recommend that you go through them in order. Like do that, then that, then that, then that. So the first one says, notice the corrections made by the user Lant, accept all changes for the document. So this isn't that clear. So one of the things that's difficult to illustrate in this course is change tracking and multiple users in a document. See that right there? Those marks mean there was a change made, a tracked change. You see that right there? That's what that's telling you. Let me show you how to get kind of what you're looking for here. It's under show markup. Under balloons, it says show revisions. If you say I'll do something like show all revisions in line, then those balloons go away, and that way you can kind of see what did change. So they changed Ojo into coffee. Sorry, this is going to be the longest step of the whole thing. We want that. So if you have that setting on, I want to point out, see this thing, and it goes all the way down here. It's a slightly different colored line. It says what happened, right? Like, so that thing I showed you a minute ago with the strike through, it's saying Ojo got turned to of coffee, and that's by the user Lant. And let me just tell you how this works. All of these changes, that one, that one, that one, I think there's maybe one or two more. The only changes in this document are by this character named Lant. So let's just go ahead and accept them all, which is what it says to do. I'll just go accept all changes, moving on. So I gave you quite the spiel about that, but one of the reasons that is it's kind of hard to illustrate change tracking. All right, so I'm done with that. Some people delete that comment when they're done with it. You could just indicate that you're done with it, or you can leave it there. I don't care. Next, do a spell check. That's going to be here. Several proper nouns. I'm just going to go change. There's no real, I don't think there's an efficient way to do this. Because I kind of want to do a change all, but I don't really think that's an option. Alright, done with that step. Notice I'm deleting the comments. Most people don't delete the comments, but I'm doing that. For the entire document, change the paragraph spacing to 6 point after. So let's also do 0 before and set the line spacing to 1.15. So I'm going to select all the text in my document. Control A is an easy way to do that. This sounds like I'm going to take a trip over to the paragraph dialog box. We'll go 0 before, 6 after. I would do my line spacing there, but I'm going to do my line spacing here. I always choose to do my line spacing here, especially if it's 1.15, because it's not one of the set options in that other dialog box. See, it falls under multiple, and I'd just rather do it the other way. Delete that comment. I bet you I can right click on it and delete it. I can. Not a big fan of right clicks, but if you have to, you have to. Set the paragraphs to keep lines together. Alright, so select everything again, keep lines together. I don't see it sitting here, but if you don't see what you're looking for, head over to the other tab, keep lines together. What did that do? Alright, definitely not clear what that did. It made it so paragraphs can't be split. Like, I don't know what the document looked like a minute ago, but in theory, a paragraph could have started here and ended over here, and now that's not how it works. I don't know if that's better, it's just something. Alright. Style subtitles is appropriate. Alright, so this is a sticky step, I think. So you have to look at the finished PDF and figure out what's going on. So I got multiple screens going on. I'm trying to manage this. like this basically is what I'm trying to get to. So managing these two documents is going to be kind of tough. All right. So title and subtitles is what I'm going for. Those things are subtitles, that's a title. If you don't really know much about that, well, I get that. That's a title. That's a subtitle. And that's a subtitle. And I think that's all I'm really trying to do there. Gosh, I'm all over the place. All right, so I think that's that. I'm heading back to my document. All right, I think that's it. It's a big document. That's one of the reasons this solution video is probably important. Format the footnote, browse article for how coffee works. So we're going to need a footnote. And we got to figure out where that footnote goes. That footnote goes right there. That's under the References tab. There's Insert Footnote. So browse articles, how coffee works. And now the tricky thing here is I'm saying make this go to, I'm trying to send this to a link. So that's the address I want to make this. So this is a footnote, which is fine, but, and I know there's a typo, it doesn't matter. It's not the important thing here. So what I want to do is I want to link that to a website. So that's going to be over on the Insert tab. And there's hyperlink. And then you got all these options over here. We're doing existing web page. There's a URL. I click OK, and now that thing's a link. You can do that to any text. It doesn't have to be a footnote. That actually has nothing to do with it. Delete comment. All right, so insert a drop cap in this paragraph. Drop 2 lines, script, MT, bold font. All right, so this is not something we spend much time on, but I'll show you where this comes from. You could probably guess that this comes from the Insert tab. If you couldn't, you could look it up. But it is an insert, and drop caps over here in the text group. And we're doing dropped. Oh, oops! Let me undo that. I want to go into the menu. So we are doing dropped. 2 lines, and the script is MT bold. What the heck? I don't have empty bold. Well, I guess that's an interesting example. I'll do MT something. I don't care. I don't know the difference. That looks absolutely ridiculous. So I probably should not use that choice. That didn't look like an I at all. All right. Probably need to change that instruction. Let's just do Arial. I know it's weird that I'm changing it on the fly here, but apparently I don't have the fonts I expected to have. Not a big deal. That's what a drop cap is. I know it's an awkward instruction. You might have this at home. I don't know. It's just I just don't have it on this computer for some reason. Download the coffee beans image and put it in the upper right. Set the height to 1 inch. So I need to refer to the example here. So you can see it's going to be aligned with the top of that paragraph. And it's going to be 1 inch tall. This image is over in Blackboard, which I'm spread across 2 screens, so you're not going to see it. I'm saving that image right now. Put it on my desktop. Save. I'm also saving the red and green coffee beans image because I'm going to need both of them. Alright, so here I am. I saved both of those images locally. Now I can head over to Pictures. Desktop. Oh gosh, what's it called? Coffee beans. There it is. Set it to 1 inch tall. Set the wrap text to something appropriate. Square tighter through. Those will all fit the bill here, and then just right about there is where it goes. And I'm almost done with page 1. If you're thinking this is going to take forever, page 1's the worst, if that makes you feel any better. Insert a footer on every page except the first with the following format, page X of Y. Alright, so I'm going to jump down into my header. My footer, I double clicked in the footer. Alright, so now I want to do a footer, but only on every page except the first. So kind of how this works is it's based on this different first page button. If you click that, you can see that now you're doing the first page footer, which is not exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to head down to the second page, And you see this is just my footer. You can kind of tell by the little labels here. This is going to be my footer on every page except the first. So if I want to center it, I'm going to press tab. That's the correct way to do that. Head into page number, current position. Current position is always what you want to do. And that's page X of Y. People have a lot of trouble finding it because it's not at the top and it's not at the bottom. It's like a third of the way down. So notice that's good, and because I had that checked, nothing happened on the first page. And when I'm done with my footer, I just click out of it, and there we go. Got my footer. I'll delete this comment, and then I'm done with the first page. Like I said, you can already see the page 2 is nothing like page 1. Page 1 was front-loaded with all the work. Convert this tab list into a table. Format is in the PDF. So if you want to convert a tab list into a table, you select it, insert, table, convert text to table. Okay. Now I need to reference the other page. So it's going to look like this. So we're going to need to auto fit the content widths. That is a header, is all I really mean by that. And then we got those subheadings. So I think this, I don't know. So I'll say rank. My point is I'm going to have to write this stuff. And that's my heading. See, I don't have the thing printed out next to me, so I have just as much trouble as anyone else would managing these documents and then millions of bags. And then I'm also going to need a row above it. So insert above, and that's my title. And this one I'm going to merge. And what the heck is the title of this table? Top coffee producing countries. All right. As far as a style, I don't care what style you choose. Just choose a style. If you want one kind of like what it was in the original, it was one of these ones with like a dark top row, and then auto fit the column widths, and then center this thing. You can center it like text, which I think is kind of weird. And sure, this doesn't look exactly like the example that I have, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about, can you make a tab list into a table, and can you format it a bit? You notice I have some blue writing in there. I don't see how that's relevant to it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Delete comment. Already did that. I mean, if you wanted that to not be blue, I mean, I don't love it in blue, to be honest, because it looks like a hyperlink. Just make it not blue. Not a big deal. And if you don't like this being bold, well, then make it not bold. All right, next up. So you got these paragraphs that are marked kind of strange, I guess. So we want to do a 2-column layout here. So here's how I would do this. I'm going to say the 2 columns format starts here. And actually, let me refer to that example. I'm sure it's just those 2 columns. So it's from that heading to that heading is how you should think about it. So that means I'm going to head over here. I'm going to drop in a continuous section break. Right, so there, and the other section break is going to go here, which means I'm going to place my cursor right here. Then I'm going to click in here and flip the columns to 2. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Now I need to go, you notice it doesn't look like the finished example, but that's because I don't have my image yet. So let me go insert that image. It's called like red, green coffee beans or something. There it is. We're doing the soft edge oval style. I think it is that. And then it's going to need a wrap text, so you can do something reasonable with it. I wouldn't worry about putting it in the perfect spot. That's good enough for me. And so now let's compare that with our example. Right, I'm good with it. Okay, already done with that. Already done with that. I don't even know if I did a tight wrap on it. Did I? I've said it. In my face-to-face classes, I say it all the time. Square, tight, and through don't make much of a difference. Sometimes they make a little difference. Sometimes it makes none. Create a bulleted list from these 2 paragraphs. So Did I mean 3 paragraphs? Nope, just 2. Alright. Alright, so those 2 paragraphs are now bulleted. I'm not sure why that one's selected. I don't think that one should be selected. It just is selected. My bad. If you wanted to bullet it, I wouldn't have anything bad to say about it. When I make mistakes, I don't... I get that I make mistakes. Alright, so here we're doing tabs, stops, and leaders. So this is kind of a tough spot for a lot of people. So, in looking at this, that is clearly, to me, that's a left tab stop because the left edges of the words are aligned. This is also a left tab stop because the left edges of the words are aligned. So, the way I like to do this is there's my left tab stop. I'll put one somewhere around here, put one somewhere around here. And then what I like to do is format paint that to the other ones. So now I've got uniform tab stops, and now they just need leaders. So if I want to create a leader, I double click on one of these tab stops. That's the one that needs the leader, so I select a number 2 leader. If you don't know what I'm doing, there's quite a few exercises we've done that are just like this. It's one of the more difficult things we covered, but that's how that's supposed to turn out. So tab stops, left tab stops, delete comment, insert a page break somewhere around here. So that's going to be layout breaks, page break. Let me go up and check out my instructions because I accidentally got rid of some other stuff. Get rid of that. Sorry, I know I'm going fast here, but it's a YouTube video and I expect that you'll use the pause and the rewind button if you need to. On a new page, insert a bibliography. So for me, when I'm inserting a big chunk of stuff, I'm always a little worried that it's not going to go quite where I want it to go. So I'm going to put it in the SEMPTY, second empty new paragraph, also known as SEMPTY. That's going to be references, bibliography, and there it goes. And so at the point where it went where I want it to go, at this point I would go delete that empty paragraph. That's how I like to manage that. After you've inserted the bibliography, modify the heading 1 style to have orange font color. So that means Home tab, heading 1, right click, modify, orange. It's going to look ridiculous. I mean, if you want to do a less ridiculous shade like that, go ahead. And so I did that. I did that. And at this point, I'm all done with the document. Give it a quick scan for you. So we got some styles up in here. We got some picture alignment. We've got a footnote, a link, a table, a 2-column layout, some more pictures. We got some paragraphs. We've got a tab list, and we've got a bibliography. So as you can see, like I said, this is a review of most of the stuff that we've covered in the class. So hopefully this was an interesting project and that you're actually applying our skills in a more useful context, whereas we usually are just doing drills, which is a good way to learn, but this is kind of more of a big picture. So I hope that this helped you understand what we're trying to do. Thanks for watching.